transition in the social studies. So we are going to be talking about the civil rights movement. We're going to start with our KWL chart. I need one student to raise their hand and tell me something that they already know about the civil rights movement. Nehemiah.
I learned that civil rights was an act that was going around the world from black people trying to do their best, trying to do the best to get their rights.
Okay, trying to get their rights. You can write that on the board, Nehemiah. Come on up. Somebody else want to tell me something that they may already know about the civil rights movement? Anaya.
It was a way for blacks and whites to get equal with each other.
Okay, to get equal rights, you can put it right here under what I know. Okay, he's writing blacks fought for rights, equal rights. Good job. All right, and Naya, you had something different you want to add up there? Anybody else have something different? Something that they may have learned, something they know already. Terrence.
That all whites and blacks did not get along.
Okay, that all whites and blacks did not get along. Good. Go ahead, parents. Come on up, write that down for us. Good job. Okay, so somebody think about the W. What you want to know. What is something someone maybe wants to know about the civil rights movement? Caleb.
I want to know who were the leaders of the Civil Rights Act.
Okay, good. Who were the leaders? Good job. Come on and write that up. Who were the leaders during the civil rights movement? Good job. Anybody possibly may know who was the leader during the civil rights movement? Taylor.
Martin Luther King.
Okay, Martin Luther King Jr. Good. Anybody else?
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Good. Legion.
Harriet Tubman.
Okay, Harriet Tubman. Not so much during the civil rights movement. What time period was Harriet Tubman most popular or most famous for?
Period.
Okay, during slavery, which is a different period of time during the civil rights movement. But good throwing her out, but not necessarily during the civil rights movement. Anybody had something else for what I want to know? Terrell.
I want to know what started all this.
Okay, good. What started the civil rights movement? It's big. Come on, write that up there. What started that movement? Come on. All right, so when Terrell finishes, we're gonna watch a little clip of but we're gonna move on a clip for Kid President. We're gonna watch the Kid President. Your eyes should be on the board, not on your books. If you have rubber bands, I'm gonna ask you to put them up. They're not allowed. 1 second. Good job. What started the civil rights? Great job. All right, pay close attention
Yes, ma'am.
because I will be asking questions.
I named Martin Luther King Jr. It's funny to think about because now we know his name so well. But at one time, he was just a kid. Like maybe you're a kid watching this. Well, he was a kid too. Well, maybe you're a grown-up. That's okay too. All kids are welcome here. I don't discriminate. Martin Luther King grew up to be a great man, of course. But things were all that great in the world while he was growing up. Not everybody was treated like they were somebody. And I believe that you should treat everybody like it's their birthday. But they didn't do that. People looked at the color of their skin. And that's how they decided if they were friends or not. Not cool, man. That didn't make him feel good. That didn't make anybody feel good. But his parents helped him grow up. He went to church. He learned about love. He grew up to be a minister to help a lot of people. He did all sorts of cool stuff. He helped a lot of people learn about love too. But still, he looked around and said, things should be better. He wanted to change things, so he did stuff. He decided, instead of spreading the hate, he would spread the love. He wanted to bring people together. Where people were hurting, he stepped in to help. He marched with them. He walked with them. He walked arm in arm with everyone. Sometimes it didn't go well, but he kept going. Sometimes he ended up in prison, but he kept going. Some people didn't like him, but he kept going. Some days were hard, but he kept going. Love does that, it just keeps going, even when things are dark. And, well, I don't like this part of the story, but things did get pretty dark. Someone who didn't agree with him shot him. He died in April 1968. Now, keep president. Why are you telling us this sad story? Come on. I know. Look, I'm sorry, but it happened. I don't like that happened. Now, I gotta tell you something. When things aren't awesome, it can be tough. And things won't always be awesome, but your response can be. Martin Luther King's response? It was awesome. Today, I just wanted us to think about this. Isn't it cool that we can change things? Like any of us, anybody. He dreamed and he changed things. And he dreamed and he kept sharing his dreams. They became not just his dream, a lot of people's dream. Like this one. I have a dream that little black boys and black girls will join hands with white boys and white girls and become sisters and brothers. That's a pretty good dream. Let's dream like that. That could change things.
Love
Kid President. Being Dr. King's son, Dr. Martin Luther King III. And you can find your copy.
Alright, so let's see who's paying attention. Yes. Raise your hand if you were paying attention. Oh, we got to find out. Alright. Kid President said to treat everybody like what? First hand up. Alright, too many. Hands down. First hands up. Nehemiah.
Like it's your birthday?
Like it's their birthday. Good job. All right. He also said Martin Luther King grew up to be a what? Hands down. To be a what? Jonathan.
To be an inspiration.
Incorrect. Taylor. Not the word I'm looking for.
A minister.
A minister. Good job, Autumn. All right, last one. What year and month was he assassinated? Ariana.
John, will you please send Alicia Nate to the front office?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
April something.
Love ya, miss ya. All right, Ariane, year and month. All right, hands down.
April.
Oh.
9th.
Play, give me the year.
1996.
No.
Why?
Hands down, hands down. Hands down. Hands up. Mariah.
April 1968.
Yes. Good job. Good job. Y'all paying attention? Good job. All right. So, since we know a little bit more about the Civil Rights Movement, a little bit more about Martin Luther King, we're going to read about it in our book. So, you should be on page 406. Boys, stop talking. Eyes on your book. Eyes on your books. 406. 406. All right. Civil rights. Build on what you know. Waiting on a couple of ladies. Okay. Sometimes when a problem is hard to solve, you need to try something new. In the 1950s and 1960s, African Americans found new ways to get people to recognize their rights. The movement begins. Our main idea. Somebody who tell me what main idea means. I know that's language arts, but Paris.
Miss John, main idea is the most important thing in the story.
Okay, the most important thing about a passage. Somebody else had it, they want to word it a different way, maybe. Ariane.
The summary of the story?
Okay, a summary, main idea. All right, good. So in the 1950s, United States Supreme Court decisions helped guarantee the rights of African Americans. Anaya, read that first paragraph for us.
The end of slavery was not enough inequality for African Americans. Nearly 100 years after the Civil War, Black Americans still struggle for freedom. State laws and discrimination greatly limited their civil rights. Civil rights are the rights that countries guarantee their citizens. Some civil rights are the right to vote, the right to equal treatment, and the right to speak out.
Okay, let's read together civil rights in the yellow on 3. 1, 2, 3. Civil rights are the rights that countries guarantee their citizens. Good job. School segregation ends. Caleb.
In the early 1950s, many places in the United States were segregated. Segregated means separated by racial or ethnic group. In some cities, African Americans could not use the same restaurants and schools as whites. Segregation was legal, but many people believed that it should not be. Segregation took away the important civil rights of equal treatment. African Americans went to court to end this inequality. In 1954, the parents of Linda Brown went to court against the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. They argued that because Linda went to a segregated school, she was not getting the same education as white students. Civil rights lawyer Thurgood Marshall brought the case to the United States Supreme Court. The court decided that school segregation was illegal under the Constitution. Desegregation was ordered in all public schools. Desegregation means ending the separation of people by racial or ethnic groups.
The Montgomery bus boycott. Raise your hand if you know anything about that. Who remembers anything about the Montgomery bus boycott? Terrell.
The Montgomery bus stop is when they refused to get on the bus and they did a boycott because the black people couldn't sit in the front.
Okay, what's a boycott though? What does it mean to boycott? Have anything to do with boycott? I mean, boycott. So what is a boycott? Caleb.
It's where you refuse to partake in something because of inequality.
Oh, partake. Okay, vocabulary word. All right, in Montgomery, Alabama, buses were segregated. City law said that African Americans had to sit in their own section, usually at the back of the bus, like somebody stated. In 1955, an African American woman named Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a crowded bus and go to the back. The police arrested Parks. Members of Rosa Parks' church organized a protest. They asked all African Americans in Montgomery to boycott or stop using or refuse, as Caleb said, the buses. For over a year, the city's African Americans walked, rode bicycles, and shared cars. A minister from Atlanta, Georgia, named Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. helped lead the boycott. He inspired many people with his courage and powerful speeches. King believed in nonviolent protest. Nonviolent protest is a way of bringing change without using violence. King said that even if people were hurt or arrested, they must not fight back. The protesters did not fight back or give up. In the late 1956, the Supreme Court ruled that segregation on buses was illegal. So what do you think the goal of the Montgomery bus boycott? Were they just doing it for fun, just to say, oh no, that bus is ugly, or it's too big, or I don't like that bus? What was the purpose of it? Why do you think they actually did the boycott? Ayana.
They did a boycott because some people didn't want because black people didn't get in the front seat, so they did a boycott so they can get a right to sit in the front as white.
Okay, that's good to say that we should be able to sit where we want. Okay, good. Anybody else have something different? Jayla? No, Nehemiah?
The goal of the Montgomery bus boycott was that they wanted to not get on the bus, which means there was less money given to the people who ran the bus stops, and it would hurt their business, and then they would have to allow them to sit wherever they are, so that way they can get their economy back.
Okay, okay, that's definitely a good point. Good job, Nehemiah. Jonathan, you had something you want to add?
The reason I think it because they didn't want to go all the way to the back because they try to get hot or something like that.
It could have been. It may not have been where they wanted to sit. It could have been too hot. Good job. So overall, great job. So Montgomery bus boycott because they didn't think that it was fair. That's what it seems like you guys are mostly saying. All right, good job. All right, so now you have at your seat, you have a civil rights annotation sheet. So what you're going to do with that, wait on a couple more people to pull out, make sure you have it. All right, you're going to read the passage that you have with you. And these are the symbols that you're going to use to put next to the passage. One, you have a